David, but everybody calls me BB. And I'm Caitlin, but everybody calls me KK. Hi, I'm Mackenzie.
And I'm Rita. We're junior Girl Scouts, all going into 5th grade.
Did you know that about 1.4 million cats are put down in shelters each year in America? That's so sad! You might be wondering why this is happening.
There's simply too many cats without people to house and feed them. Right here in Atlantic County, New Jersey, 1,117 cats were put down in shelters in 2016.
So what can people do about this problem? To find out, we are going to visit High Arbor Cat Adoption, Rescue, Education, and Sanctuary in Galloway, New Jersey.
We'll talk to experts who are going to tell us more about the pet overpopulation problem and what we can do to help.
Hi, I am Lucia Van Pelt, and I am the founder of High Arbor Cares. Adopt out cats to good homes, and I rescue them when they need rescue, and I try to take good care of them and improve their lives so that they have a happy home.
I was wondering about how many cats do you take in each year?
Well, it changes from year to year. Some years I get lots of kittens. So I've already had 13 kittens this year, which is really not much. I also get adults cats that people, for whatever reason, can't keep. So the answer to your question is, it's different every year.
How can people adopt a cat in our area? What should they know about adoption?
If you want to adopt a cat, what you want to do is go to a reputable rescue or shelter. Now, when you get a kitten or a cat from any of these places, you want the paperwork. You want to see that the cat has been tested for disease, especially if you have another cat at home. You want to talk to the person. Ask them, where did this cat come from? How did you get it? So that's some of the ways that you can get a kitty.
How do cats end up with you? Where do they come from?
Everywhere. Absolutely everywhere. Sometimes people call me and say, hey, I found your website online and I've got a mom and some kittens underneath my shed. Can you come get them? And I say, sure. Sometimes people call me and say, I can't keep my cat anymore. Sometimes people call me and say, I saw a mom and a cat in a field by my house. So they come from all kinds of places.
How can people help with the pet overpopulation? Why is it so important to spay and neuter?
Well, it is important to spay and neuter. What people can do is to first and foremost make sure that their own pets are spayed and neutered. They make better pets when they're spayed and neutered, actually. The next thing that you can do is when you're talking to people about your animals or about their animals, just mention it. Is he or she spayed and neutered? You know, just keep it in the conversation, just a little bit of education to make people think about it. There are so many homeless, unwanted kittens out there, and that's why it's so important to get your cat spayed and neutered. And another thing that you can do is if you see a cat that is running loose, call one of the rescues to come and trap them and get them spayed and neutered. Otherwise, you can start out with 2 cats and end up with 100. It is very important.
Some people think cats can take care of themselves and will be just fine if they're abandoned outdoors. Is that true?
That is not true, and I am so glad that you asked that question. A kitty who has been taken care of can't just learn to eat outside by himself or to find shelter by himself or herself. They've been fed all their life from a can. That's all they know. These are not wild animals. They grew up in a home just like we did. They expect dinner to be on the table the same way you do, and they need a warm, safe place. Kitties that are outside are actually much more likely not to have a long life. The average lifespan of an outdoor cat, called a feral cat, is 3 years. An indoor cat frequently lives to be 18 to 20 years old. When they're outside, they can get attacked by birds of prey, like eagles. They get picked up by foxes. They get run over by cars. They get crawly worms that get into their food. And it is just terrible things that happen to these poor kitties that are out there all by themselves. They need someone to take care of them, which is why I and my volunteers work so hard to get them spayed and neutered. Should be no kitties out there looking for a home. They should all have a home. They should also be kept inside. So the answer to your question is they definitely are not going to be able to have a long, healthy life outside fending from themselves. So thank you for asking that question.